From the station working for you, this is an RTV6 special report.
Now at 11, we are bringing you everything you need to know about the COVID-19 pandemic. Good evening to you at 11. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starantino. Here are some of the day's top headlines related to the outbreak. 102 deaths in Indiana are now blamed on the virus. The National Guard is scouting possible field hospital sites to increase hospital bed capacity in some parts of the state. Federal health officials have new recommendations about wearing face masks, and state officials are sharing a message about protecting your mental health.
But first, RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers continues to explore the impact that COVID-19 is having on Indiana's workforce. Thousands of Hoosiers are trying to file for unemployment. RTV6 reporter Cameron Riddle spoke with a man who says Hoosiers will suffer while this process drags on.
Like millions of Americans across the country, Joe Bushman is worried about how his family will get through the coronavirus pandemic, especially his parents, after his mother, Marge, a hairdresser of 40 years, is now out of work.
Well, she was laid off of work at Regis Hair Salon in Monticello, Indiana, due to COVID. They were forced to close due to being non-essential.
Bushman says when his mom applied for unemployment online, she hit a roadblock after selecting laid off or lack of hours as her reason for needing unemployment.
She called the unemployment office and was on hold for over 2 hours. And finally got a person, and the person said that someone would reach out to her within 3 weeks to determine what the problem is.
Bushman says his mother is on a fixed income and can't wait 3 weeks to start collecting unemployment.
My frustration comes because if it's happened to my mom, it's happening to a lot of people, and people need their money now, and they've got to find a way to streamline this. I get the system's being overwhelmed, but it doesn't help put food on the table.
State officials say just this week alone, 146,000 Hoosiers applied for unemployment benefits, and staffers at the unemployment office had 210,000 phone interactions by Thursday. Tonight, Bushman is asking state officials to speed up the process by automatically approving unemployment benefits for anyone put out of work due to coronavirus.
When that box is checked, it just should be, you should get the money flowing. There shouldn't be a delay. You shouldn't have to wait and talk to someone who's taking 210,000 phone calls.
In Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
The Department of Workforce Development has hired 77 new employees to help answer unemployment claims. The first wave of additional employees begins next week. The federal loan program specifically aimed at helping small businesses retain workers through this crisis launched today. It's called the Paycheck Protection Program. RTV6 spoke with the owner of a business who plans to apply. Hoosier Sporting Goods in downtown Columbus provides gear for organized athletic teams like schools and little leagues. With so many spring sports canceled, the pandemic is hitting that store hard. Owner Mike Bodard says it's becoming more difficult to keep paying his 9 employees, but that is his top priority.
It is the most important thing, and my wife and I have had that conversation that, I wasn't worried about the mouths at my house. I was really more worried about all the different people that we take care of, the different, husbands and wives and kids.
Bodard is one of thousands of small business owners applying for the federal loan under this new program, but the process has been a challenge. He tells RTV6 his banking institution is trying to work out all the details of the federal program.
They were on conference call yesterday with SBA. They said, still this morning even replied that they had some more questions that they were still trying to find answers to. So it's just a big process.
For more information about the $349 billion loan program, including who is eligible and how to apply, go to hiringhoosiers.com and click on this story.
And while many businesses and companies and agencies are trying to keep workers on the payroll, some are actively hiring. The Indiana Department of Transportation has more than 1,000 construction-related positions available through the state agency. A virtual job fair will be held on Thursday, April 16th, starting at 10 a.m. The presentation will cover specific job details, benefits, and how to apply. And just 1 week after Hiring Hoosiers told you the company Bell Technologics was hiring, the position positions are now filled. Officials say they were flooded with applications for temporary positions after putting out the call on RTV6. Bell Technologies thought laid off workers in the service industry would fit in as customer service reps. The company is now fully staffed. For more info on job opportunities, including links to apply, go to our website, hiringhoosiers.com.
State leaders revealed more today about preparations to fight an unexpected surge in COVID-19 cases. This weekend, the Indiana National Guard site survey team will begin working with the Army Corps of Engineers and State Department of Health to scout locations for possible alternate care facilities to treat coronavirus patients. They will be looking at things like unused hospital wings and other large indoor facilities in parts of the state with high numbers of coronavirus cases.
Dr. Box and her team have identified potential surge areas, and that's where we'll start. And then we'll also look at areas that could potentially house that in a very rapid fashion that will give us the extra capacity that we need if we should need it in a surge environment.
The National Guard has not yet made any decisions about locations that might be used as temporary hospitals, but along with Marion County, they will be looking at areas along the I-74 corridor in the southwestern part of Indiana.
The Centers for Disease Control is issuing new guidelines on how Americans can protect themselves while continuing social distancing guidelines.
The CDC is recommending that Americans wear a basic cloth or fabric mask that can be either purchased online or simply made at home, probably material that you'd have at home. These face coverings can be easily washed or reused. I want to emphasize that the CDC is not recommending the use of medical grade or surgical grade masks.
President Trump says the new recommendation to wear masks is not mandatory. At today's news conference, the U.S. Surgeon General explained this change in guidance.
What has changed in our recommendation? Well, it's important to know that we now know from recent studies that a significant portion of individuals with coronavirus lack symptoms. They're what we call asymptomatic. And that even those who eventually become pre-symptomatic, meaning that they will develop symptoms in the future, can transmit the virus to others before they show symptoms. This means that the virus can spread between people interacting in close proximity. For example, coughing, speaking, or sneezing, even if those people were not exhibiting symptoms. In light of this new evidence, CDC recommends and the task force recommends wearing cloth face coverings in public settings.
Health officials say wearing a mask is not a substitute for social distancing. A big sale at a major retailer is creating health and safety concerns. Some shoppers and workers are concerned that Lowe's Spring Black Friday sale is drawing crowds during the pandemic. The savings started Thursday and run through April 15th. The front page of Lowe's ad promotes 2 days of deals available only in stores on April 4th and 5th while supplies last. A current Central Indiana Lowe's employee says it's a bad idea to attract even more people to their stores. The employee says she's been quarantined for 2 weeks with COVID-19-like symptoms and is awaiting formal test results.
They wait for the sale every year, and it's the first sale of the season, and of course, all these people are off work. It is not discouraging them from coming in whatsoever.
When we stopped by the Beech Grove location today, we found signs encouraging social distancing, but no one was limiting the number of people coming into the store. A Lowe's spokesperson told RTV6, quote, "While some retailers have taken steps to eliminate value pricing, we recognize the importance of continuing to offer value to our customers in this time of economic uncertainty. Affordability matters now more than ever."
Some retailers are taking clear steps to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. Kroger tells us it's temporarily closed the location at 71st and Binford on the northeast side of Indianapolis today to be cleaned. A company spokesperson says the store was sanitized under CDC guidelines after an associate tested positive for the virus. The spokesperson says that associate has not been in the store since the beginning of the week. That store and other grocery stores are cleaned several times a day. And there are long lines at Costco's around central Indiana, but not at the checkout lanes, outside the buildings. Look at this. The stores are enforcing new social distancing rules. Customers are being let inside in small groups at a time, and wood pallets are set up to keep people separated in lines outside. An important reminder from Governor Holcomb and state health leaders during their briefing today about the mental health issues during the coronavirus pandemic. They say a big increase in calls to the state's gambling, alcohol, and suicide hotlines show people are having a hard time coping during this stressful situation. RTV6's Cornelius Hawker talked with a psychologist from Butler University who offers up ways for people to get through this, even with social distancing and stay-at-home orders in place.
In this crisis, people could FaceTime their therapist, or they could get on Zoom.
Shanna Markle on state licensing boards allowing clinicians to do therapy sessions over video chat during this pandemic.
People are taking advantage of it. They arrange a time to meet just like they would in the office, and they have a conversation, and it seems that most of the clients are not missing a beat.
Shanna tells me telemedicine has been a thing for years, but its relevance now, amid the coronavirus outbreak, highlights just how important it is. A lifeline for those having a hard time coping with all these changes and how we're used to living.
Some of the reality is really setting in this week, and I think that for many people, we will find that the impact of this will start hitting in a different, kind of more serious way.
When there are problems in our life, some of us turn to things like food or alcohol to try and make ourselves feel better, a time-tested method which ultimately makes us feel worse.
You don't have to contribute to this problem by creating more problems by just drinking all day or by just overeating all day.
With schools and businesses closed, millions of people out of work, it's easy to focus on all the negative. But Shanna says, for your mental health, you shouldn't do that.
Get out, pull the drapes up, see the sunshine, and try to not discount the positive things that are going on.
Working for you, Cornelius Hawker, RTV6.
Well, anyone in the state can call 211 for information on available mental health resources. You can also find information about Indiana's addiction hotlines at our website, theindychannel.com.
And if you're looking for positive things happening in our community, you are in luck. The mission behind the new effort called Food Drop Friday, as we highlight Hoosiers who are working together.
And a central Indiana restaurant that's still open for business is taking its menu directly into neighborhoods.
And it's still mild. We're at 59 degrees right now. We're dry. I'll detail 3 changes for the weekend coming up.
Forks online auction and virtual event.
From the station working for you, this is an RTV6 special report.
There are new challenges, but there is also new hope in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic. ABC's Mark Stewart reports a bioengineer says he's developing a potentially promising new treatment, but it comes as doctors deal with critically low supplies, putting their own health at risk.
As the number of new COVID-19 cases catapults across the country, doctors, nurses, and EMTs are also getting infected at an alarming rate. Those on the front line say a shortage of protective gear, as well as reusing that gear, is making them even more vulnerable.
What are the biggest shortages you're seeing on the day-to-day?
I think we're short gowns, obviously, the disposable isolation gowns. The N95 mask. We're using masks for 5 to 7 shifts generally.
It's gear like this that's needed. These supplies seized from a Brooklyn man accused by federal officials of hoarding, trying to sell them at marked up prices. The items will now be distributed to hospitals in New York and New Jersey.
It's good to have big dreams.
New hope from the doctor featured in the Netflix series Pandemic. Dr. Jacob Glanville is known for his work on a universal influenza vaccine. He's working on a possible treatment to help COVID-19 patients by modifying antibodies used to treat the 2002 SARS outbreak.
Our challenges right now is a race against time to be able to manufacture them quickly enough and then distribute them out to people who need them all over the world.
The impact of the crisis is mounting as workers in New York, dressed in protective gear, transport a body to a refrigerated truck. Space at the city's morgues filling up. As the burden for care grows, state lawmakers in New York have made doctors, nurses, and other medical workers immune from coronavirus-related lawsuits. In Florida, cruise ships return to port as passengers who appear to be healthy are released. The most critical sent to the hospital, while others who show symptoms remain in isolation.
We'd heard about the PPE shortage. Within a day, we had a prototype.
And in Texas, a small company that helps clean up oil spills is pitching in, now helping to make protective gear for the emergency teams in need. Mark Stewart, ABC News, New York.
People in central Indiana are also working together to provide personal protective equipment to people who are on the front lines of the pandemic locally. Sally Roschetti works in healthcare and knows the importance of PPE firsthand. She connected with a seamstress on Facebook who is making masks but does not have a way to deliver them. So Roschetti picks them up and distributes them to organizations in need. She feels like the effort is fulfilling a patriotic duty.
It reminds me of the Victory Gardens and saving tinfoil and everything that my grandparents told me about living through the Depression and World War II.
She has delivered more than 200 masks. Local health systems are accepting donations of masks and other PPE. For more information, go to theindychannel.com.
The company McFarling Foods is serving healthcare workers in a different way by serving meals. It has started a new community project called Food Drop Friday. This morning, McFarling donated meals to IU Health North Hospital in Carmel.
For 70 years, we've been a food distributor here locally in Indianapolis, and we know that the COVID-19 situation has affected everybody's business, certainly ours, but here are the real heroes. These guys are affected every day. They're on the front lines, keeping our community safe, saving lives, and so we wanted to just give back a little bit.
McFarling Foods has also donated meals to several local organizations like Faith, Hope, and Love Food Pantry, Groundwork Indy, and Second Helpings. And we want to share more stories of Hoosiers working together during this tough time. Tell us the positive efforts going on in your community by emailing us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
Now to the Storm Team 6 forecast. Kevin, a lot of people were outside the past couple of days enjoying the nice weather. How's the weekend looking?
We've got some changes to talk about, but at least the temperatures, even though they cool down, will still be in the 60s. We'll take that. If you step outside right now, maybe the dog needs to go out one more time before you go to bed. Temperatures in the 50s in the eastern portion of the state, still right at eastern side of Marion County, Hancock County, New Pal, and Greenfield. 60 in Plainfield and also Martinsville. Temperatures, as you can see, to the west get cooler faster. We're not expecting cold temperatures here, but we will back off that nearly 70-degree high temperature. Okay, clouds streaming in out ahead of the next weather system. Very light rain showers along a temperature transition zone to much colder air to the west. Our temperatures will be about 10 degrees colder during the day tomorrow. 61 the high. Showers around tomorrow, lots of dry hours, and the rain would be very light. On Sunday, we're drying out. Temperature at 62 degrees as far as our hourly forecast of probability for rain. You can see it's late in the day, 4 to about 6 p.m. that our rain chances come up across central Indiana. It may be a little earlier in the western portion of the state, but on the needle, it'll be on the light side as far as rainfall, and this is how we define light, a tenth of an inch or less. That's nice. It was a week ago tomorrow that we had the heavy rain in portions of central Indiana, and we've still been drying out since then. Temperatures during the day start comfortably in the 40s, 46, but notice we don't warm up as much. 60 in Indianapolis. That's about the high temperature, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but it's already dropped into the 40s in Lafayette. That cooler air will continue its march to the south and east. I think afternoon temperatures falling into the evening hours. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, light showers most likely Lafayette, Monticello, on up toward Chicago. Still in the northern half of the state, Kokomo, Peru, through mid-morning at 10. It's the afternoon hours that the rain chances increase with the actual cold front into the evening for Indianapolis. Sunday, we'll have more clouds in the morning, more sunshine in the afternoon. Temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s, the upper 50s mainly to the north. We're set for warmer temperatures early next week. Look at that. Tuesday, 73 degrees. That will come, though, with an increasing chance for rain. At least a daily chance of rain Monday through Thursday of next week. First 3 days next week, very mild. Then we drop back below average as we get to Thursday and Friday.
Going to the movies has become a thing of the past during the COVID-19 pandemic, but a Central Indiana theater is not letting that stop it. And from encouraging the community to enjoy the cinema together, we're going to show you how just ahead here on RTV6.
Make a donation or volunteer today.
from the station working for you. This is an RTV6 special report.
RTV6's We're Open Indy is highlighting the way businesses are serving their communities while keeping customers and employees safe. Fox Garden Kitchen and Ale moved its Friday night dinner service out of its restaurant and into the Steeplechase neighborhood in Fishers. Over the next few weeks, the Fox Garden food truck will be serving lunch and dinner in neighborhoods across Hamilton County.
Typically, we go to them. Now they're coming to us. Just a little bit of change of pace. Still great food.
Yeah, it's good to eat out of the house, if you call it that. But yeah, it's nice coming down here and grabbing some food.
In an effort to practice social distancing at the food truck, cones are placed on the ground to keep people apart. You can learn more about bringing the Fox Garden food truck to your street at theindychannel.com.
Social distancing is delaying the grand opening of a new specialized movie theater in Indianapolis. But RTV6's Brad Brown shows the business still wants to bring people together to enjoy movies as a community.
Just as we were all told to stay at home for the next few weeks, Can Cinema and Brasserie was supposed to be having its grand opening.
We were about ready to launch a whole 8 days of soft opening events, and then we were just gonna, it's just, I can't tell you, everything just had to come to a halt. Of course, we had to tell all these newly hired employees that we were going on indefinite shutdown.
So now we're all having to settle for our home theaters being the best seat in the house, but there's still something special about sharing the movie experience with others. Can Cinema is making that possible with their Watch at Home online viewing parties.
Just the idea of forming a virtual community by all of us watching a film that's streaming on any streaming service.
Viewers log into a Slack chat group and everyone starts streaming the movie at the same time. Then the conversation just goes from there. It's talking during the movie, sort of. But let's be honest, any kind of interaction feels pretty good right now.
It's such an unusual and truly community-building way to watch a film. I've been really pleasantly surprised. I get to the end of the film, and it's just been this really neat experience that I've never had before around watching a film.
Can is also connecting fans with a wide selection of on-demand independent movies, shorts, documentaries, foreign films, festival features. Just when you think your video queue is empty, Can is sure to have something more.
When people do, click to purchase a ticket, the Can will, just as if you came and purchased a ticket at our theater, we'll get a portion of those proceeds. So that's a great little bit of revenue for us away from people's support. But we also wanted to provide free content as well.
The Movie House and Restaurant in Indy's Windsor Park neighborhood are ready to go whenever that time comes.
Oh my gosh, it is stunning. And I feel like we set up for a party and no one came. We're so ready. We're ready to go. It's so exciting. The place is gorgeous.
Now, while it's great to watch the big-time Hollywood films, if you dig a little deeper, trust me, you'll find something you like. Popcorn's cheaper here, too. We've all got plenty of time.
Looks like you're comfortable, Brad. You can watch all of Brad's stories and find an extensive list of open businesses by going to the We're Open Indy section of our website, theindychannel.com. We'll be right back.
Mix and match 2 for $5. Feed your happy.
Scattered showers tomorrow, certainly not an all-day rain. Temperatures that start in the low 50s only make it to around 60 for the afternoon high. Have a good weekend, everybody. Mark?
We want to thank you for choosing RTV6. It's been great having you along. Have a good weekend. Nightline is next here.